Hi, Jenny here. Today it's my 25th wedding anniversary, so for dinner I'm going to be making a lasagna, which will be the next video, and I'm also going to make the dessert, so making that first, and that is going to be a cheese torte. I found this recipe in my book that somebody else gave me, but I know we all like kind of a cheesecake around here, so I thought this would be a good one to make, so let's get started. For this recipe we are going to need 1 box of Nilla Wafers. This one is 11 ounces. And a half a cup of butter, we're going to melt that. 2 packages, 8 ounces of cream cheese, we'll make that room temperature. 1 16-ounce container of sour cream, 3 eggs, 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and a package of chocolate chips. The butter needs to be melted, so we are going to cut this into some smaller pieces, put it in a bowl, and I'll put it in the microwave for probably about 20 seconds. We'll go from there. If you can hear me over that. We're also going to chop up the Nilla Wafers, so if you have a food processor, you can chop them up in there. If not, you can use a baggie. Usually there's like a gallon-sized baggie, and then a rolling pin, and then you just roll. Okay, we will pour our melted butter into our crushed up Nilla Wafers, and then we're going to mix that all up. And that will make our crust. So, you can see that's be able to be packed and make a nice crust for us. I don't think I finished my story before as far as Nilla Wafers. If you don't have a food processor, put them in a gallon-sized baggie, use a rolling pin, and then roll that across the baggie on top, and that way you can crush them all. And like I said, you crush Nilla Wafers that way. And then you can add your butter, obviously, in another bowl. So we're going to take our mixture now that we have and just press it in the bottom of a 9x9 pan. Okay, we want to put the crust mixture, we're just going to set that aside for right now. You're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and we're going to mix the first part of the inside layer. So that's going to require the 3 eggs, half a cup of sugar, and half a teaspoon of vanilla. Now we will add our cream cheese to this mixture. Oh, I guess I have to do that after. Egg's gonna drip. Right. Got our eggs all mixed up. Can you see that? Maybe not. So, flop. No. All right. It's nice and fluffy. It's a little bit, got a little bit of chunks in there. If that happens, I guess your cream cheese needs to be sitting out for a little bit longer. It needs to be a little bit softer, but that's okay. This is all gonna bake up and it'll be all delicious anyways. We will add our chocolate chips into this mixture then now. We'll save about half a cup for decorating the top. But then we'll just fold the rest of these in. That looks so good. Look at that. Okay. So we'll pour our batter onto this base and we're going to cook that for 30 minutes and let it cool, and then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. This looks like a lot of ingredients, I must say. So what happens when you get a recipe from somebody else. I have a feeling this was supposed to go in a 9x13 pan. The notes I have on my recipe though are that if it goes in a 9x13 pan, I was supposed to double everything. But that already filled the pan, so we'll see how this goes. Just because this is kind of so close to the top, I don't know how much it's gonna puff up and hopefully not spill over. I'm gonna bake it on a cookie sheet. So save my oven. Alright, I've actually had this baking for 45 minutes because it didn't look like the center was done, so we will check it now. It still seems a tad wet. So I think I will put it in for about another 5 minutes and that should be done. Then you want to set it aside and let it cool. Then we'll add our next layer. We are going to finish up our top layer of our cheese torte. So we're going to need the whole container of sour cream. So the whole container of sour cream, and then the other half a cup of sugar and a half a teaspoon of vanilla, and then we'll just mix that all up well. Alrighty, we will put this topper on top of our baked cheesecake, and then we're going to bake that in the oven for 10 minutes, let it cool, and then put it in the refrigerator for a couple hours to completely set. Now we'll decorate with our chocolate chips when we're ready to serve. I'm happy to say that the other part of this didn't flow over and go onto my cookie sheet. It stayed in the pan. And it did poof up a little bit when I was cooking. Beep. Oven is ready for this layer. Alrighty. Doesn't really look any different. Don't know why we had to bake that layer, but you know, that's what the instructions said. So now we'll let it cool completely. We'll probably taste test it after dinner tonight. So it's gonna cool and then it has to go in the refrigerator. Just took this out of the refrigerator, so it looks pretty well set. It's not jiggling at all or anything. So now we will decorate the top of it with that half a cup of chocolate chips that we had set aside. The cheese torte is done. It's pretty tall. that's a whole lot of dessert. It looks pretty good though. I did taste some of the filling, you know, scraping out the bowl. So I had a little preview. that part was good. So I'm sure all of it together will be great. Let me know in the comments down below if you like to eat cheesecake. I'll leave the recipe for this down in the description below. And I'm gonna enjoy my dessert. You guys, keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye. Get some of the crust. That is rich and delicious. Woo.